You are bleeding out right now, and the worst part is, you handed them the knife. You call yourself a good person. You call it loyalty, love, or being a supportive friend. But let's strip away the comforting lies we tell ourselves. What you are actually doing is committing emotional and financial suicide. You are wrapping your own self-sabotage in a blanket of fake morality. Over 500 years ago, the master strategist Niccolo Machiavelli understood a terrifying, pitch-black truth about human psychology, a truth that modern society is desperate to hide from you. The truth is this: not everyone is looking for a rescue boat. Some people are just looking for something to drag down with them. If you are an entrepreneur, a student with big dreams, or just someone trying to level up your life, you have a limited amount of energy. Time, money, and focus are finite resources. And right now, you are pouring them into black holes. You think your love and patience will fix them. But Machiavelli would look you dead in the eye and tell you that empathy without boundaries is not a virtue. It is an invitation to be destroyed. Today we are operating on your mindset. We are cutting out the cancer of blind kindness. We are going to expose the 6 toxic human archetypes you must never, under any circumstances, try to save. This isn't about being evil. This is about survival. If you are exhausted from giving your all and getting nothing but chaos in return, pay attention. This will change the trajectory of your life. But be warned, once you take this pill, you will see the people around you for who they truly are. And you can never unsee it. Let's descend into the shadows. We start with the most exhausting archetype, the person who is constantly followed by a thunderstorm. Machiavelli warned leaders to avoid the chronically unlucky. Why? Because bad luck is rarely an accident. It is a lifestyle. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Every single week, there is a new crisis. They got fired, their car broke down, their rent is late, their relationship blew up. At first, your heart breaks for them. You step in, you lend them cash, you get them a job interview, you give them a place to crash. And for a second, the storm stops. But a week later, they get fired from the job you got them because the manager was toxic. The money you gave them vanished into thin air. Listen to me very closely. Chaos is contagious. The chronically unlucky are not victims of the universe. They are architects of their own misery. They lack discipline, they ignore red flags, and they make impulsive, destructive decisions. And their greatest trick? They never take the blame. If you tie your rowboat to a sinking ship, physics dictates you will go down with it. Stop being their umbrella. Let them stand in the rain. Let them feel the cold. Because hitting rock bottom is the only teacher harsh enough to force them to build the ruined shelter. Keep your distance. Then there is the second type. This is the one that will hurt your pride the most. This is the person who drains your resources and then hates you for it. Machiavelli wrote that human gratitude has a terrifyingly short shelf life. When you first help this person out of a jam, they treat you like a god. They tell you they owe you their life. You feel powerful. You feel needed. But watch how quickly the poison spreads. The second time you help, the thank you is a little quieter. The third time, they don't ask, they expect it. And the day you finally say no, they don't just get disappointed, they get angry. They try to guilt trip you. They look at you and say, I thought you cared about me. This is the black hole of entitlement. Their problem isn't a lack of money or luck. It's a lack of character. By constantly saving them, you accidentally create a master-slave dynamic. And deep down, humans despise the people they depend on. Your success reminds them of their failure. They will eat food from your table and then complain about how you cooked it. How do you spot them? Say no to a tiny request. A normal person respects your boundary. The black hole will punish you for it. If you see that entitlement flash in their eyes, run. But now it gets sinister. The first two drain you out of incompetence. This third type drains you out of pure malice. Machiavelli knew that envy is the ultimate destroyer of empires and friendships. The saboteur is usually someone very close to you, an old childhood friend, a co-worker, or even a relative. You both started at the bottom, but then you decided to grind. You started the business, you hit the gym, you elevated your mind, and they stayed exactly where they were. Do you hear it? The subtle drip of venom. They are trying to infect your mind with their own fear. They want to save you from success because your success is a glaring mirror reflecting their laziness. You cannot drag these people to the top with you. They will actively drill holes in your boat just so you both have to swim. The Machiavellian counter-move is absolute silence. Hide your victories. When they ask how you're doing, say you're just surviving. Feed them the mediocrity they crave and protect your true ambition at all costs. Moving deeper, we find the fourth type. The tyrant controls you with fear, but the weak control you with pity. Welcome to the professional victim. In today's society, fragility has become a currency, and this archetype is the billionaire. Understand the difference. A true victim is desperate to escape their pain. A professional victim wants to put their pain on display and charge admission. They weaponize their trauma to avoid responsibility. If you ask them to work hard, they claim you are triggering them. If you offer a solution to their problem, they will find 10 reasons why it won't work. Why? Because if they actually fix their life, they lose their excuse to be lazy. They lose the attention that their sadness buys them. When you try to save a professional victim, you are playing a rigged game. You are carrying the dead weight while they actively refuse to walk. And the darkest part, the second you put them down to catch your breath, they will instantly recast you as the villain in their story. They will tell everyone how you abandoned them in their time of need. Do not audition for their twisted play. Compassion for a professional victim isn't love, it's masochism. Walk away. Next is the enemy of progress. The arrogant fool. This isn't about someone who just doesn't know better. Ignorance can be cured with a book. This is a person who refused to know better. They are madly in love with their own delusional opinions, even as those opinions destroy their life. You watch them date the exact same toxic person. You watch them invest in obvious scams. You bring them the data, the proof, the undeniable logic to save them from stepping off a cliff. And how do they respond? They argue with you. They call you condescending. They mock your intelligence. Machiavelli said a ruler who isn't wise cannot be given wise counsel. You cannot use logic to get someone out of a mess they didn't use logic to get into. Stop wasting your high-value insights on closed minds. When they start preaching their nonsense, do not debate them. Just nod, say that's interesting, and step out of the blast radius. Let the brutal hand of reality be their teacher, because reality does not argue. It just delivers the bill. Finally, the archetype that has broken the hearts of the strongest people on earth. The repeater, the scorpion. You know the ancient fable. The scorpion promises not to sting the frog if the frog carries him across the river. Halfway across, the scorpion strikes. As they both drown, the frog asks why. The scorpion replies that he couldn't help it, it's just his nature. There are human beings whose fundamental nature is betrayal. They cheat on you, steal from you, lie to your face. And then the tears come. The grand apologies. They swear they've changed, they're going to therapy, it will never happen again. And because you want to be a good person, you forgive them. But Machiavelli warns that past behavior is the ultimate prophecy of future behavior. When you save the scorpion from the consequence of their actions, you aren't teaching them about grace. You are teaching them that they can abuse you and get away with it. You are training them to disrespect you. They don't see your forgiveness as kindness. They see it as a green light. You cannot taper off a relationship with a scorpion. You cannot just be distant friends. You must amputate. It will hurt. It will feel like you are severing a limb. But if you don't cut off the infected arm, the poison will reach your heart and your dreams will die. Believe them the first time they show you their venom. Now you have the map. The unlucky, the entitled, the envious, the victim, the fool, and the scorpion. As you start cutting these dead weights from your life, society will attack you. They will call you cold. They will call you selfish. They will call you a Machiavellian villain. Let them. Wear those insults like a crown. Because what the weak call selfishness, the elite call self-preservation. It is time to transition from being a savior to being a sovereign. A savior is a lifeboat. People climb in, panic, flip the boat, and everyone drowns. A sovereign is a lighthouse. You stand tall, you build your empire, you shine your light into the dark. But you do not jump into the freezing waves.